that. No disrespect, but that's how I am.
And brought to you by Sprite. It's the 2K pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Our game tonight featuring the Cleveland Cavaliers as they go up against the Brooklyn Nets at Barclays Center. Last outing for the Nets, they won that game against the Hawks at Phillips Arena. A tough overtime victory. They're hoping that they can find a way to win this one in regulation. In Cleveland now, Shaq, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love.
Ernie, you heard it here first. They will win the championship this year.
Oh,
Yeah,
come on.
Listen. The greatest backcourt ever created was, one of the greatest backcourt, LeBron and Kyrie. But let's forget about that. Kevin Love, Mr. Numbers. Remember, this guy can get you 15 to 20 rebounds a night. Now, when you got a guy like that rebounding and his outlet ability to get it to Kyrie or LeBron, fast break city. These guys may go 72 and 10.
And the way he shoots the three ball too.
Way he shoots the three ball, pick and pop, and everyone knows that LeBron James is a very unselfish player.
72 and 10.
72 and 10.
You're out your mind. Here's Kevin Harlan.
From Brooklyn, New York, and the home of the Nets, we're broadcasting live from Barclays Center. You're in for a treat as we bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg with Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. Back to the road tomorrow as this is the final game of the Nets homestand. Guys, when you compare their performance last season to where they sit right now, not a whole lot different story. Not necessarily a big surprise either.
Well, I think for Brooklyn, they've been about what we expected so far. Not dominant, kind of middle of the road, but certainly a team that you can't overlook.
Well, they're in that middle ground, so the question remains, how do they take that next step?
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Cleveland, the two stars, LeBron and Love. At the 3 and the 4, Kyrie Irving is out there with J.R. Smith, and it's Mozgov in at the 5. On defense, Brooklyn, the drive by James. Gets some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. LeBron's got the opening field goal of the game for Cleveland. Williams in the post. He's covered by Irving. They get it again. And Young with the stop.
Their defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
.27 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Johnson against James. Irving with a clean look. Off target from three-point range. Here's Young. Here's Williams. Here's Brown. And stolen by Irving. Heaves it up. Can't hit. Tie game in Brooklyn. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
Coming up this Wednesday night, December 10th.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And from Brooklyn, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
And you could see early on, guys, they were going to go inside and try to establish their offense in the paint area. That's exactly what they've done.
And I think that's exactly where they should continue to attack moving forward, Steve.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. Thompson and Verija at the 4 and 5. Amon Shumpert is out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's James in at the small forward position.
Well, here in the second, not as listless. They're showing some signs of life offensively.
Well, great sign because after that poor first quarter, now they're playing better offensively and they have the lead.
And here are the Cavaliers. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And I thought the key was their ability to stretch the defense. They got hot from behind that three-point line, and that really gave them the margin they needed.
Yeah, that's right. It opened up things for them in a huge way. The defense was never able to get comfortable.
Thompson misses. Now Plumlee. And here's Johnson outside. No good. And we're through 2 here and a good one. Cavaliers ahead, up 2. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Brooklyn on defense, trailing by 2. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And you could see it in that game, despite the odds against them. Once it got to OT, they had the belief that they could get it done.
And Steve, that's what happens a lot of time when the supposed underdog gets the game into overtime. Momentum swings their way.
We've got Darren Williams. Brook Lopez is out there with Young. Then it's Johnson, and it's Brown in at the shooting guard position. So that's the group for Lionel Hollins as we begin the second half. The 3 from Johnson. Again, the miss by Johnson. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it. The fast break chance. Love outside. For 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season.
Well, going back to last year for a second, this was one of the few matchups that they didn't get the better end of things. They split the season series.
And it's Smith penetrating. Off with the layup.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Cavaliers lead by 2. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports.
Thursday, December 11th, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers go up against Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder. East versus West. Don't miss out.
Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
How about the creativity, guys? Terrific vision to pick out that pass and set up the basket.
Some serious creativity. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. They've got Marion. Kevin Love out there with Anderson Varejao. Then there's Irving. And it's Smith in at the 2.
And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
Shooting for Brooklyn. Brook Lopez. Good on the first, and that narrows the gap to 1. Lopez hits them both.
That was critical, guys. Absolutely critical. And, that's what we're used to seeing out of him.
Here's Smith. Irving drives in, sinks it.
Irving's got him falling right now, that's for sure.
This could be a turning point.
Kevin, critical possession here.
Lopez against Varejao. Baseline try, and he overshot that one, missing. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Clark will be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward.
Johnson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Brown comes in for Bogdanovich. And Cleveland with a change here, too. James checked in for Sean Marion. Lopez inside. He's against Smith.
A crucial basket. They needed it, and he gave it to him.
There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. James wide open. Buries the triple.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
Boy, a 3 here would be huge.
Yeah, a chance to tie it up and make it even with the game on the line.
So it's a narrow win for the Cavaliers, pulling it out. It was tight, but they managed to come up with the win.
Nobody wants to lose a close game, Kevin. It's much better to win those tight ones.
And now down to Doris Burke, who is courtside, standing by with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, congratulations on a wonderful performance. Can you tell us what goes on in your mind when you get in this kind of a rhythm like we saw in this basketball game?
It's a zone you get into, and it's kind of unexplainable, and you try to go out there and you feel like there's nothing that you can't do. And hopefully the momentum just continue to go throughout the whole quarter, and it did. And not only did it open up for me, open up for the rest of us too.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Doris, thank you. And for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us as Jordan presents our player of the game, LeBron James.